What's going on, peoples? How are you doing? Bougie brother here. First and foremost, hey, 6 feet, social distant. We good, right? We good? I got my space. You got yours? Cool. However you found me, listening to me, viewing me, thank you. I'm grateful. I know you're on quarantine, you're bored, so I am not going to go into all about the virus. Just here to put some levity into things. My son, home from college. College is shut down, as everyone knows, so he's home. And he said something to me that struck a chord. He's like, you know what? I wish this thing would just cause everything to shut down. Take a time out. He needed to regroup. And I think it's actually a fantastic idea. Let's just look at this right now, this situation, this pandemic, and let's just everybody take a time out. Because right now we're in transition and not a lot is happening. Of course, we know it's happening, but a lot of people are working from home or a lot of people aren't working. And we're on quarantine, there's no traveling going on. Everybody knows what's going on. So at this point in time, this is a great time in life to take a tragedy and create lessons and triumphs. This point in time, you can start trying to become a new you, I guess. Ain't no guessing to it. Let's just be real. We always say we're going to change. At this point in time, you can look at the mirror and say, hey, there are certain facets in my life and aspects about myself that I want to change. It could be personality, it could be physical, it could be your occupation. You could decide that you're just looking and you're just currently unhappy with the way you see things sitting and feeling and say, hey, I'm going to make these changes or I'm going to pivot and go a different direction. You may decide you want to go to real estate school. You want to be a counselor. Right now, you can do so much because you don't have all the merit of excuses with time constraints. You're too busy. Right now, you might be just a little too bored. And so, when you have downtime, and rather than sitting there being depressed and stressing on the news, and I'm not saying don't, I understand, to each their own, but you could put it to productive use. There's a project, there's the garage. I'm sure everyone's got the garage that could be cleaned right now. Social distance, no problem. Backyards. You could sit there, you want to do a flower bed. There are so many things that you can do. You may look at yourself and say, hey, I really want to concentrate on changing my physical appearance. Now you can hit the, you're sitting there doing the Stairmaster at home, or you're walking more, you're biking. Roll out of bed doing push-ups. You could do your Pilates. You could even improve your mental state by reading more. Yes, dare I say reading? But you could read those books, those projects. You could also do meditation and get in touch with yourself. Make those changes because, hey, we're on a forced time out. And through this transition, find ways to make it productive. That's not preaching. That is just giving you suggestions. Because, hey, life is always full of problems. And everybody has more lemons right now than they can deal with. For those of you that have lost people to this tragedy, condolences. For those of you who have people or know people that are awaiting tests, are negative and suffering through it, prayers with you. We can all get through this. You're just going to have to do it together and take reevaluations. Now, I can tell you one thing. I bet you in 9 months, there's going to be a big old population boom and spike because a lot of people are sitting there, Netflix and chilling. And then there's those people that when they come out of this, because you're cohabitating with somebody, a significant other, and you're going to have to get to know them and get to know yourself again. Because all of a sudden you don't have the distractions of going out, spending money, traveling, all the friends and stuff that keep you from seeing certain things and ignoring other things. You actually have to get to know yourself. Well, you don't have to, but you can take this opportunity to get to know yourself and get to know your significant other, because if you're in a long relationship, chances are you aren't the same person who you once were, and they're not the same person who you guys once were when you guys first got together. You've changed. It's inevitable. So at this point, you can sit here and be like, hey, I really like this person. And then at the same time, you may come out of it where both of you be like, hey, you know what? You just ain't who I want to kick it with, or who I remembered you to be. And you may not like what you see. For better or for worse, it will help certain things rise to the surface. It really is. So I am the kumbaya guy. Yes, life, I try to be positive. Life is always giving me lemons. And I make lemonade, and I always add vodka to it. My preference, how I get down. But you don't have to. Hey, to each their own. But with this timeout, it's also a way of nature's correction. And not being callous, but nature will and sometimes need to make some correction. And at this point in time, while we're all dealing with this, benefits are air quality is probably a little bit better, because you don't have so much traffic on the road. You don't have these factories polluting. No travel. Mother Nature's got to be like, breathing a sigh of relief. She's like, this time out, I can recalibrate how nature needs to be. And that's facts. It's crazy though. It really is. And through all this, try to stay positive. You have to. Because if you just sit there and look at the news, you'll be depressed. Because the news generally isn't going to report anything good. Because there's no sports. We don't have sports going on. We don't have theater. All sort of distractions that keep us from dealing with what's going on are gone. Or on hiatus, hold. And so we just have to focus. But the thing is, we can do this. We can all get through this together. And at the same time, you're going to get to see a lot of people's true character. And that is important too. Because people will tell you how they are. But in this time, through this bad times, they're going to show you how they are. And when they show you how you are, you should listen to those actions more than any lip service you hear coming out of their pie hole. When Kobe passed away, and everybody on the helicopter along with him, it opened the eyes of a lot of people saying, hey, life is short. All right, well, hey, I'm going to tell you a little secret. This one's screaming to the world. Life is short, people. And those that get mad at me because I'm poo-pooing or I refuse to stress, no. Nope, don't want to die. But I was born to die. And I ask you, try not to be afraid of dying. But do be afraid of not living. No matter the struggle, life is a gift. It is the most precious gift that you will ever receive. Hold it, treasure it, and take it, milk it for all it's worth. And I'm going to tell you, if we can all do this, make those improvements, man, I'm telling you, we can come out, man, just ready to go. And I think we all should. I do. Also, hey, we've rediscovered the art of hygiene. My goodness, washing hands. I was doing it before it was trending just because of my work. I still do it. Yay me, right? And hopefully you are too. Not to make light of the situation, but you know what? Everybody else is going to be doom and gloom. Got to find your silver linings and, happiness where you can. Thank you for listening to me run my pie hole and give my 2 cents on it. I do think that this timeout is good. It can be good for all of us, myself included, and I hope you feel the same way. To wrap this thing up, on Facebook, give me a like, please share. I'm trying, On Instagram, please give me a like. I'm definitely trying there. And on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for the suggestions, critiques. I'm still working on it. I am truly striving for progress, not perfection. I hope you are too. Until next time, everybody, peace and be safe.